Imagine being able to block out all distractions and focus with laser precision, achieving more in less time than you ever thought possible. In a world filled with constant interruptions, how can we tap into this rare, powerful skill? Today we're diving into Deep Work by Cal Newport, a guide that will show you how to unlock your full potential by mastering the art of focus. Welcome to Book Blink, where we turn the pages of life-changing books into captivating stories that you won't forget. Part 1. The concept of deep work. Imagine a world where your ability to focus, truly focus, is a superpower. A world where distractions fade and you enter a state of flow, accomplishing more in a few hours than most do in days. This is the essence of what Cal Newport calls deep work. In the opening pages, Newport paints a vivid contrast between two types of work: deep work and shallow work. Deep work involves professional activities performed in a state of intense focus that push your cognitive abilities to their limits. These efforts create new value, improve your skills, and are hard to replicate. Shallow work, on the other hand, consists of tasks that are easy to replicate, low value, and often performed in a state of distraction. Think responding to emails or scrolling through social media. Newport introduces us to the idea that in today's economy, two types of people thrive: those who can work with and create complex systems, and those who are the best at what they do. Both require the ability to perform deep work. But here's the challenge. The modern world is designed to pull us into shallow, fragmented thinking. Newport argues that those who cultivate deep work habits will stand out and succeed. He then provides a stark warning: our attention is under siege. Social media, constant notifications, and the culture of busyness have eroded our ability to focus. But there's hope. This ability can be rebuilt with intention and discipline. Newport shares an inspiring vision. Imagine leveraging deep work to build skills that set you apart, accomplish meaningful goals, and live a more satisfying life. Part 2. The value of deep work. Cal Newport dives deeper into the value of deep work by presenting a compelling argument. It is a rare skill in our hyper-connected world. As distractions grow and shallow work becomes the norm, the ability to focus deeply is becoming increasingly valuable. He introduces the concept of the two core abilities needed to thrive in this economy: the ability to quickly master hard things. Whether it's learning a new programming language or mastering a complex skill, deep work enables you to focus deeply, accelerating the learning process. The ability to produce at an elite level. Producing high-quality work in less time requires intense focus. Newport emphasizes that being prolific doesn't mean working longer hours, but working smarter through deep work. To illustrate, he shares the story of Carl Friedrich Gauss, a 19th century mathematician known for groundbreaking discoveries. Gauss structured his life to prioritize deep work, avoiding interruptions even from his family during his focused hours. Newport contrasts this with the shallow work culture of today, where constant connectivity and multitasking dilute our productivity. But why does deep work matter so much now? Newport explains that we're living in what he calls the information age. Opportunities are abundant, but competition is fierce. The ability to focus deeply becomes a key differentiator, allowing individuals to rise above the noise and create work of real value. Then comes a bold statement. Deep work isn't just a professional advantage, it's a path to personal fulfillment. When you engage deeply with a task, you create something meaningful and feel a profound sense of satisfaction. This process, Newport argues, aligns with our innate need to achieve mastery and produce work that matters. Part 3. The rules of deep work. Rule number 1. Work deeply. Cal Newport transitions from theory to action by introducing the rules of deep work, starting with the first and most foundational: work deeply. He emphasizes that while the concept of focus may seem simple, applying it in today's distraction-filled world requires deliberate strategies and discipline. Newport begins by highlighting a crucial challenge. Our environment is often designed to pull us into shallow work. Open office spaces, social media, and the culture of constant availability undermine our ability to concentrate. To counteract this, he proposes creating systems and routines that prioritize deep work. He outlines practical methods to cultivate this focus. Choose your deep work. Philosophy. Newport describes different approaches to integrating deep work into your life. The monastic philosophy. eliminating or drastically reducing shallow obligations to focus exclusively on deep work. Think of a writer retreating to a cabin to write uninterrupted. The bimodal philosophy, splitting time between periods of deep work and shallow work. For instance, dedicating a few days each week to undistracted focus. The rhythmic philosophy, establishing a regular routine for deep work, like setting aside the same hours each day. The journalistic philosophy, seizing opportunities for deep work whenever they arise, similar to how journalists write stories on tight deadlines. Create rituals and routines. Newport emphasizes the importance of crafting rituals to reduce the mental energy required to transition into deep work. This could mean setting a fixed time and location, eliminating distractions, and defining clear goals for each session. Make grand gestures. Sometimes investing significant effort or resources can amplify your focus. Newport shares the example of J.K. Rowling renting a luxurious hotel suite to finish Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This dramatic shift in environment helped her achieve the intense focus needed to complete her work. Don't rely on willpower. Alone willpower is finite, Newport warns, so it's critical to build systems that minimize the need for constant self-control. This might include blocking distracting websites, turning off notifications, or setting clear boundaries for your availability. Newport concludes this chapter by stressing the importance of intentionality. Deep work doesn't happen by accident. It requires proactive steps to create a focused environment and a commitment to sticking with your routines. Part 4. The Rules of Deep Work. Rule number 2. Embrace boredom. Cal Newport's second rule, embrace boredom, challenges a common assumption that productivity and creativity require constant stimulation. Newport argues that our brains have become addicted to distractions, whether it's checking social media, replying to emails, or mindlessly scrolling through feeds. To thrive in deep work, he explains, you must retrain your mind to handle boredom and resist the urge to seek instant gratification. Newport begins with a key insight. The ability to focus deeply is like a muscle. If you constantly interrupt your focus with distractions, this muscle weakens over time. The good news? With practice and discipline, you can rebuild it. He provides strategies to help embrace boredom and build focus. Resist the habit of switching tasks. Newport highlights how context switching, jumping between tasks like replying to messages while working, erodes your ability to focus. He emphasizes scheduling specific blocks for both deep work and shallow work, ensuring that distractions have their place but don't dominate your day. Schedule internet breaks. Instead of indulging in mindless scrolling whenever you feel a lull, Newport suggests scheduling fixed times to go online. For example, you might decide to check social media only at designated intervals, like during lunch or at the end of the workday. This discipline trains your brain to stay present and engaged with your current task. Practice productive meditation. Newport introduces a concept called productive meditation, where you use mentally unoccupied time, like walking or commuting, to focus on a single professional problem or challenge. By repeatedly bringing your attention back when your mind wanders, you strengthen your ability to focus. To reinforce his point, Newport shares examples of individuals who embraced boredom to achieve extraordinary results. He mentions Teddy Roosevelt, known for his intense focus and bursts of productivity. Roosevelt's ability to balance his academic studies, extracurricular activities, and leadership roles stemmed from his capacity to eliminate distractions and engage deeply with his tasks. Newport's message is clear. Boredom isn't the enemy. It's an opportunity. By resisting distractions and training your mind to stay focused, you unlock your potential to work deeply and achieve results that others can't. Part 5. The Rules of Deep Work. Rule number 3. Quit social media. In the third rule, quit social media, Cal Newport confronts a controversial but crucial topic, the role of social media in eroding focus. He challenges the widespread assumption that constant connectivity is necessary for success, arguing that these platforms often deliver more harm than value when it comes to cultivating a deep work lifestyle. Newport starts by asking a provocative question. Do you really need social media? Many people justify their use of these platforms with vague benefits, such as staying connected or discovering new opportunities. But Newport urges readers to evaluate these claims critically by using what he calls the craftsman approach to tool selection. The craftsman approach to tool selection. Instead of adopting tools just because they seem useful, Newport advises applying a strict criterion. Only use a tool if its positive impact significantly outweighs its negative effects on your professional and personal goals. This principle encourages you to be intentional and selective about the platforms you engage with. Run the social media experiment. Newport proposes a practical exercise. Take a break from all optional technologies for 30 days. During this period, pay attention to whether their absence negatively impacts your work or life. At the end of the experiment, reintroduce only those tools that provide clear and substantial value. Understand the cost of distraction. Social media platforms are designed to capture and hold your attention, often at the expense of meaningful, productive work. Newport explains that every notification, like, or comment pulls you into shallow work and fragments your ability to focus deeply. To illustrate his argument, Newport shares examples of successful professionals who have minimized or eliminated their use of social media. These individuals, he explains, prioritize their time and attention on activities that align with their goals, allowing them to achieve exceptional results. Newport emphasizes that quitting social media doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. Instead, it's about reclaiming your attention and channeling it toward activities that matter most. By reducing these distractions, you create the mental space necessary to engage in deep work and produce truly valuable contributions. Part 6. The Rules of Deep Work. Rule number 4. Drain the shallows. The final rule, drain the shallows, focuses on minimizing shallow work to create more space for deep work. Cal Newport highlights a hard truth. Shallow work, tasks that require little focus and are often logistical in nature, consumes a disproportionate amount of our time. While some shallow work is unavoidable, he argues that we should actively reduce it to maximize productivity and achieve meaningful results. Newport begins by explaining the deceptive nature of shallow work. Many tasks feel urgent or necessary, like responding to emails, attending meetings, or updating reports. However, they rarely contribute significantly to long-term success or personal fulfillment. By allowing these tasks to dominate your day, you limit your ability to engage in work that truly matters. To tackle this problem, Newport provides actionable strategies. Schedule every minute of your day. Newport advocates for time blocking, where you divide your day into clearly defined chunks and assign specific tasks to each block. This practice forces you to confront how you're spending your time and helps you identify and eliminate unnecessary shallow tasks. Importantly, he notes that schedules should be flexible enough to accommodate unexpected changes, but rigid enough to keep you on track. Quantify the depth of your work. To determine whether a task is shallow or deep, Newport suggests asking a simple question. How long would it take to train someone else to do this task? If the answer is not long, it's likely shallow work. This exercise helps you prioritize tasks that require your unique skills and expertise. Set shallow work limits. Newport introduces the idea of a shallow work budget, where you decide in advance how much time you'll dedicate to low-value tasks each day. For example, you might allocate no more than 1 to 2 hours to answering emails or attending meetings. This constraint forces you to focus your remaining time on deep work. Say no more. Often. One of the most effective ways to reduce shallow work is to decline unnecessary obligations. Newport emphasizes the power of a polite but firm no, explaining that saying no to low-value tasks allows you to say yes to the work that truly matters. To bring this rule to life, Newport shares examples of high-performing professionals who aggressively minimize shallow work. He describes how these individuals structure their days to protect their focus and ensure that their energy is directed toward high-impact activities. Newport ends by reminding us that shallow work isn't inherently bad. It's just overrepresented in most people's lives. By draining the shallows, you gain the time and mental clarity needed to embrace deep work and unlock your full potential. Part 7. The Philosophy of Deep Work. Why it matters. In the final sections of Deep Work, Cal Newport ties everything together by reinforcing why adopting this philosophy is not just practical but essential for living a fulfilling life. He delves into the profound impact deep work can have on your productivity, creativity, and overall satisfaction. The science behind deep work. Newport introduces the concept of myelin, a substance in the brain that wraps around neurons and helps them fire faster and more efficiently. He explains that engaging in deep work strengthens these neural pathways, making your brain more adept at complex tasks. Essentially, the more you practice focused thinking, the better you become at it, a compounding effect that accelerates mastery. The connection between deep work and meaning. Newport argues that deep work doesn't just help you achieve more, it also makes life more meaningful. When you fully immerse yourself in a task, you enter a state of flow where time seems to disappear and your mind operates at its highest potential. This state of flow is deeply satisfying and contributes to a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The Cost of Shallow Living. Newport warns of the dangers of a life dominated by shallow work. He describes how constant distractions and a lack of focus can lead to a sense of emptiness, where you're busy but not truly productive. Over time, this can erode your sense of achievement and well-being. Adopting the craftsman mindset. One of Newport's closing ideas is the importance of a craftsman mindset, where you focus on the quality of what you produce rather than external rewards like recognition or approval. By prioritizing excellence and dedicating yourself to meaningful work, you not only become more successful but also cultivate a deep sense of pride in what you do. Deep work as a competitive advantage. Newport ends with a powerful takeaway. The ability to focus deeply is becoming rarer as distractions increase. Those who cultivate this skill will not only stand out in their fields but also live more intentional, fulfilling lives. Deep work isn't just a strategy, it's a philosophy for thriving in a chaotic world. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into deep work by Cal Newport. Remember, in a world full of distractions, mastering the art of focus could be your ultimate competitive advantage. If you found value in this summary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to BookBlink for more insightful book summaries. Until next time, stay focused and keep striving for excellence. Your next big breakthrough could be just a deep work session away.